Look at this glow on me.
Yeah, that inner light shining.
Look at this glow on me. Look at this glow on me. Oh, on me.
Before temples, before governments, before language itself, humanity worshipped water. Every ancient civilization believed water could heal, carry memory, cleanse spirits, and open portals between worlds. But what if water was more than something we drink? What if water remembers? Today we are diving deep into the spiritual tradition of water and why every ancient civilization on earth believed it was sacred. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, it reads, "Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovering over the water." Water is the eternal formless womb of the universe, holding the infinite potential from which all creation first emerges. Oceans often symbolize the unconscious mind. In esoteric knowledge and the occult, water is often a depiction of consciousness. Think of it as the things that are seen within the mind that have yet to come into form into the third dimension. Water is a profound symbol of the human experience. It embodies the fluid depths of emotion and intuition, the timeless currents of memory, the nurturing grace of femininity, and the constant renewing promise of rebirth. In ancient Kemet, the waters of the goddess Nun represent the cosmic void before creation. In Yoruba spirituality, rivers are associated with divine feminine spirits like Oshun. In Hindu traditions, the Ganges River is considered spiritually purifying. In many other religions, water is treated as a living relative and not as a resource. In Christianity, water is often expressed as a cleansing agent, but we also imbue our intentions into said water, so it acts as a conduit for our intentions. This also shows up with the concept of holy water, in which ordinary water, if there is such a thing, is transformed or blessed or imbued with positive intentions by a member of the clergy. In the esoteric and occult studies, it's often believed that water set outside under the moon can absorb its energy and vibration. It can also be used in several ways by drinking or using it during spells and rituals. In my video, The Power of Meditation, I discussed Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto and his controversial crystal water experiments. This was a study that claimed human consciousness, emotions, and words physically alter the molecular structure of water. We also process our emotions through water by releasing tears. Most people don't just cry only when they're sad. They also cry when they're mad, happy, joyful, and all of the other emotions in between. Sacred rituals around the world. In African diasporic traditions, water and spiritual baths serve as sacred essential rituals used to cleanse the mind and spirit, realign one's energy, and restore a state of harmony and physical well-being. These immersive practices, often infused with specific herbs, flowers, and ritual prayers, are central to clearing negative influences and drawing in blessings. Rooted in the cosmological reverence of water across African traditional religions, bathing traditions like the white purity bath or river cleanses allow practitioners to connect with the elements, the divine, and their ancestors. Common herbs used during a spiritual bath are lavender, rosemary, rose petals, hyssop, and a formulated solution known as Florida water. In Christianity, the baptism ritual signifies dying and becoming born spiritually through water. Moon water is a ritual often used to set traditions for the new month ahead and change the trajectory of your life depending on the phase of the moon in which the ritual is performed. In the Yoruba tradition, devotees present specific items accompanied by prayers, songs, and offerings, gently floating them on the water to ask for blessings, healing, and protection. A river offering in Hindu tradition typically involves a devotee wading into the water or standing at the banks to float a leaf boat, flower petals, or a lit oil lamp, also known as a diya, into the current while chanting mantras to express reverence, seek blessings, or honor ancestors. Across continents separated by oceans, humanity kept arriving at the same conclusion: water listens, the shadow side of water. In Genesis chapter 6 through 9, the Bible discusses the great flood, where all of creation was wiped away as God was not pleased with humanity's status quo. In the Yoruba tradition, the goddess known as Oya, also known as Yansa, is a prominent fierce deity in that religion and Afro-Caribbean traditions like Santeria. As the fierce goddess of winds, lightning, and violent storms, she represents the sweeping winds of change, justice, and the clearing away of the old to make room for the new. Indra is the supreme deity of the heavens, storms, and war in the Vedic tradition. Armed with his thunderbolt weapon, the Vajra, he is also famous for slaying the dragon Vitra to release life-sustaining waters and end droughts. He's also closely associated with the storm elephant Adavata. Psychologically speaking, water cannot permanently be contained. Repressed emotions often emerge as sudden destructive floods. For example, unexpected outbursts of rage or panic, or manifest as unconscious self-sabotage and projection onto others. My last video, I also discussed this. If you like, I'll leave a link so that way you can check it out. Drowning in a dream usually symbolizes emotional overwhelm, stress, or feeling in over your head in your waking life. And water commonly represents your emotions, so sinking or struggling to breathe in it often points to unmanaged feelings, heavy responsibilities, or situations where you feel there is a lack of control. The same water that nourishes life can also destroy entire civilizations. How to connect with water spiritually. When I was really stressed out and living at home, I would, on my breaks, on my lunch break, I would get in my car and ride down to a lake that we had in the neighborhood. And here I would sit. Sometimes I would just sit and decompress because there was a lot going on. Sometimes I would go and meditate, but more times than not, I would be meditating. But just being able to sit in front of the water and see the beautifulness and all the animals and plants, in the environment, living their best life, it was a way to calm the nervous system or help put away some of the stress that I was feeling at the time. As a Floridian, it is basically a ritual to try to get to the beach at least once a year, so that way you can kind of decompress. Like, a lot of us use that as a way to get away for a minute from the mundane and everyday hustle and bustle and what's happening in life, to decompress. But there is also a scientific aspect to that, in that the sound of the waves crashing together activates the parasympathetic nervous system in humans. And so that allows us also to de-stress and relax and, put our cares onto Mother Nature. So as a suggestion, the next time that you wash your hands, visualize you washing away old spiritual residue, or visualize it washing away something that is happening in your life that you either want to be resolved or no longer want to deal with, or is something that is stressing you out. Use it as a mindfulness technique, if you will, for hand washing. Water as a mirror. So water changes the shape of every container that you put it into. And so maybe the lesson here is to flow without losing your essence. for the people who entertain or watch Kung Fu. I don't know much about Kung Fu, but I do know that Bruce Lee once said, "Be like water." In closing, I would say to protect your spirit the same way that the ancients protected water, because both are sacred. So thank you so much for tuning into the video, and if you stayed so far, I appreciate the support. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment if you like. If you've ever had a spiritual experience tied to water, leave a comment down below and let us know what that was like for you. And remember, be defiant with all due defiance. And thank you so much for watching Sacred Seed TV.